What's up, you all? What's up, you all? Lenny Proctor, thanks so much for joining me today. How's your week going so far?
Man, doing great, man. Doing great, man. Thank you for inviting me, brother.
Of
Thank you.
course, of course, of course. We need to hear more from our candidates, especially in Charles County, with the lack of just media that we have. So we need just as many opportunities we can to hear why candidates are running, what they're running for, and how they want to make the county better. So,
Yes.
with that being said, let's go ahead and start it off. Tell the viewers, who is Lenny? Who is the man on this screen with me here
Oh
today?
man. Oh man. Okay, hold on. First, I'm gonna start off with this. All right.
Mhm.
If they want to get in touch with me, I have and follow me. I'm gonna tell in the beginning before I forget at the end. Vote Lenny Proctor. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and join my webpage is votelennyproctor.com. All right, and it gives you a little bit about my platform and a little bit about me. All right. Lenny Proctor. I'm from the country. I'm a Southern boy. You know what I mean? This Southern Maryland. This is me. Uh, I grew up here, seen a lot. I've seen a lot of growth, seen a lot of things happening, a lot of things not happening. I've seen a lot of things happening in a way it should not be happening. And the future's coming. So one thing about Lenny, I'm one of these guys, man. I'm about it. I'm about getting involved when it's time to get involved. Like everybody else. I want to work, survive a peaceful life, enjoy life. Right? I don't want nobody in my business. I ain't in your business. You do you. We do each other. You know what I mean? How we do it, right? But there's a time that things happen as we get older. What really got me, I was already involved in a little bit because I see a lot of stuff going on. So I was with the Central Committee. I still am with the Central Committee, but I was the chair of the Central Committee for a couple of years. And during that time, I was learning a little bit more about the politics world. And as chair, I did a lot. One of the big things of my achievement of that was bringing all five counties together, and that's Prince George's, Anne Arundel, St. Mary's, Calvert, and Charles, together for election. You know, I've done several things as far as fundraisers, convoys through the county and through all five counties, to TKO dinners, getting out into the community. There's a lot of folks that know me because they wanted signs. I was the man that, hey, help you get the signs, making sure people know what was going on, understanding the voting process, understanding why it's so important to vote and why your vote do count. So let me, like I said, I'm from the county. I'm rooted from here. Like I said, I'm a Proctor, you know, so I am with the Piscataway tribe. So I'm native as well. And with my native ancestry, I have a lot of time and do things with my family on that side as well. Very busy, man. I like to do a lot of things. I don't know what else to say about me because I know I'm kind of humble in a sense, but people tell me I got to get out and really tell you about me, and it's kind of hard to tell you about me without you interacting and getting to know. I'm one of these guys, like I said, the mission got to get done. I'm ex-military, so I believe in that mission, that leadership role, and understanding and listen to people and hearing people out and listen to what they have going on. And like I said, I'll get straight to the point of why I'm running. And that's one of the reasons why is because hearing in the community, I hear people saying, hey, we're not happy. Where are we going? Why are we still stuck? I see it myself. And my mom had caught ill, and me being a caregiver for my mom, um, learning that, and I start seeing a lot more other folks. God told us it's going to be our time when we got to take care of our parents. And it is what it is. And there's a lot. Learning about other folks. He taking care of my mother and other folks in my family. I start seeing other folks that were having problems and listen to their concerns. So that being said, I'm one of these guys that I know what I'm going through, and my mom blessed to have me, and I'm blessed to have my mother, and I'm blessed to be able to do this. I know there's a lot of other folks that don't have what my mom had, and that support. So I want to give people that support. I want to be able to help folks out in any and every way I can. And that's from my elders to our young folks to the military folks to come here, and people in general. I want to make sure, like I said, everybody get out there and enjoy life.
Okay, that's awesome, and definitely want to say, I hope that your mother starts feeling better and does better as well. Definitely, family is the most important thing
There you
out
go.
here. So put the politics aside, all that family is like
Yes.
number one. So
Yes.
definitely, and kind of before we talk about your platform and kind of some things that are going on in the county, I want to ask you. So what made you take this leap from central committee to actually running for a commissioner, but also noting that you first filed as commissioner president, then went to commissioner district 2? What kind of made you make that switch as well?
All right. Now, what happened from the Central Committee was, like I said, got into the politics world, getting into the world, understanding what was going on, the need, seeing the need, talking to folks, and saying, "Hey, we need to see this change," and the change wasn't going anywhere. Me going for the president, because, like I said, I wanted to take care of all of Charles County. All right. Uh, then I have a friend, Diotha. I seen that she jumped in. I wish she had told me before, and I seen her work. All right. And this is why. See, my thing is with anything, especially when you have a group of folks, you need a team. You need a team. And if you don't have the right team, you can't move forward because you always have this obstacle. There's somebody blocking you from moving forward for this. And even though your team may not have eye to eye, but your vision is in the same direction. You follow me? So I seen Dr. Sweat work, and me seeing her work and knowing her work, I was like, you know what? I don't want us to battle each other because there's no need for it's room enough for most of it, both of us. You know what I mean? And so I'm not on the ego trip. So I don't mind saying, hey, you know what? I'm gonna let you take that lead, and I'll just go D2 because D2 need help as well. Because that's where I live at, and so I see the work in D2 that needs to be done. So, and when I looked at D2, I didn't see anyone qualified to, from my opinion, to run D2 and put D2 where it needs to be. And like I said, and the concerns of the people in D2. So that's why. Yes.
Okay. No, definitely. Thank you for that. And kind of getting into some of those things that you were talking about, definitely as you mentioned, healthcare. So given that District 2 is for all intents and purposes a healthcare desert, there is no hospital there. There's no kind of even having major urgent cares are also lacking within District 2 as well. What are your thoughts on how to solve the healthcare disparities within District 2?
Okay, like I said, on my platform is all real. You're gonna hear basically the same thing, but I'm gonna tell you now. Give me the first 100 days. I gotta evaluate everything. I gotta see why we don't have it, or is it in place and what's going on. All right. So I don't want to jump in and say, hey, you know what? There's no place for it. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. So I want to jump in. I do know I have a vision. Like you said, my vision is to have some kind of health care there. I love to have another hospital here in Charles County. Okay. You hear so many things about, like I said, the land problem and things of that nature, WDC. It's a lot of things you hear. So I'm not going to make that assumption because one thing you're going to learn about me, I ain't going to lie to you, and I'm a man of my word. All right. And if I don't know, I'm going to tell you I don't know. And if I'm going to look into something, and like I said, we have a concern here, and that is a major concern. I'm going to look into it. And like I said, I'm not one of those that say, I'm going to do this and do this and do this. And then I get in, then I feel like, oh, I see why they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Give me that 100 days. And again, and I'll be transparent. I'm gonna be talking to the community. I'm gonna let the community know what's going on, and that's what I'm about, man. I really, like I said, that 100 days, give it to me. Just give me that, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed as far as me coming back and being transparent with you. Now, what I can and can't do, I have to let you know. Because right now I don't know. Because like I said, there are some things, like just a lot of things going on, like that 210 corridor. Don't get me started.
I was to
Because I'm
say,
telling you, to me, it's a gold mine there, and it's like Georgia County is racking up on that 210 corridor. But it's some other things we can go further in. But I'm just gonna leave that for another day, though.
I was about to say, actually, let's talk about that. So, like, what are your or first for the viewers, you gotta tell us what do you mean by the 210 corridor, and also what's your vision when it comes to that 210 corridor?
All right, you ever think about Vegas?
Okay,
All
okay,
right, all right.
I'm here with you.
Okay, so what's different? Okay, let me stop this real quick. What's different from me than any of these candidates? I've been to every state in the United States. And I've been there more than once, more than twice, more than 5 times. And me being there, I've seen things. I've seen how different cultures and how different governors do different things. And that's why I was bringing out Vegas. 'Cause I know a lot of people went to Vegas. Okay. And I was trying to say that strip, that 210 corridor, Prince George's County is taking a great advantage of this with the harbor. And they're bringing the spear, what the Charles County has. You come to Charles County, and even when you see the Bryan's Road sign, and like I said, this was from a resident, they was like, it doesn't look exciting. It doesn't look like what we represent. The landscape need to be redone. Show people that we're proud of Charles County. It's not just some county, it's the county, So I don't want to say, I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to put a small business, but a hyphen on that bad baby. And I want to say a growing business. I want to help those that are growing business because the purpose of your business is to grow. And I don't want to keep saying small businesses because that's what everybody, but I want to support those growing businesses so they can get ahead and have everything they need. So on that 210 corridor, again, give me that 100 days to evaluate everything and see why it hasn't moved the way it should be moved. Because when we look at by that base, and I understand Indian Head has their own thing, the mayor. I just feel like it should be doing a lot better. Me being prime military, I've been to quite a few military bases. I want to see a lot more out of that base because the soldiers and the people that works there need to have something there right there off of that base versus just it's like a dead man. It's just ugly. Let's keep it
Okay.
real.
Okay. Before we go into the vision, you kind of laid out what you see lacking of the 210 corridor. As you mentioned, not really as many businesses as you want to see. What else do you feel like is missing from the 210 corridor? And also, how do you want to correct some of those problems that you're mentioning?
Well, like I said, the landscape, I want to beautify it. Like I said, when you come into Charles County, I want you to come in and look at, as soon as you come in, you're like, oh, this is a different county. We see this county is beautiful. The landscape is one of the biggest things. I want to talk to the community and see what else they would like to know, do about certain things, because like I said, it's not just me. It's not just a many things. Like I said, I'll be the face of it, but we have to interact and be transparent in both ways. I need folks to talk to me and say, hey, this is what I want to see. Because I got a handful of people saying, hey, they want to see more businesses. And then some folks want to see more development, which is true. Most businesses or growth, they want to see a reason why and give them a reason why to come to Charles County and onto that 210 corridor. Is it going to be feasible for them to come there? So let's make it beautified. Let's make it feasible for them. Let's give them a reason why we deserve that, or why they deserve to come to us.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay. And I'll say, what type of businesses would you like to see? Because in Charles County, we have this huge issue with having chain stores, chain restaurants, where you go to anywhere in Charles County, it's like going anywhere within the country. What's your kind of vision of a thriving 210 corridor? What type of businesses do you want to see? Like, do you want to see more of just like the major businesses like you have at the National Harbor, like the high end retail stores? Do you want to see more like localized businesses? What's your theory of that?
And see, you asked this question, man. I'm gonna tell you,
Hmm.
I'm a mom and pops kind of guy. All
Okay.
right. I like seeing the diners, your 50, 60 diners. You know what I mean? I like to see your soul food. I like to see represent Maryland, the Crab's House, a place where you come and like Griner and stuff of that nature. You can come there and say, hey, you know what? I'm getting me some good crab down here in Charles County. And that's where you're going to go. I want to see things of that nature. I want to see a lot of moms and pops. Now, I'm not going to, how can I say, I'm not going to say I would never do a chain, but it would be a good, I like a 5-star chain. You know, that's what I feel that Waldorf is missing, period. You have a lot of restaurants, but give me those, and I don't even want to say the names, but give me this 5-star, give me this 4-star, bring this here so we can sit and then we can talk about it, because I know that I go to Annapolis. I keep it real to a lot of my stuff, and we got to go to DC and Virginia. Why? Why can't I just do it here in Charles County? I don't like to drive out far. And a lot of my friends don't like to drive out far, so we like to stay here, and that's what I want. And like I said, I really support them and make it easy for them to do it. Come here, set up shop, and make it easy and transparent with them as well.
No, you're definitely right, especially when it comes to people leaving the county to spend money. That is essentially cutting in on the revenue Charles County could have. So when we don't have the recreational services, when we don't have the roads, sidewalks, and things like that, we have a lot of those sales tax that we're just leaving to blame for it, especially when it comes to things like a deficit. So with that, one of the main problems a lot of people see as like coming to Charles County or even leaving Charles County is the traffic. I mean, you mentioned Annapolis, DC, Virginia. Even going there is what, an hour and a half, even
Yes.
though we're only a couple dozen miles from those locations. And then even looking at the minisphere that's going to be coming to the harbor, that is essentially going to add on to people's traffic problems as well. What are some of your thoughts on how you as a commissioner can alleviate some of these traffic issues?
Well, I can't take credit off of this, but I'm definitely for it. Senator Ellis, the light rail, I am really for it. I support it. I also have a vision too. I believe in a freeway. Because, like I said, me being around, I've seen things where you can, but like I said, there's studies that have to be
Mhm.
done, and let me get in and let me look at what I have to do and what I can and can't do. And I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money doing these studies. You know what I'm saying? Because that's money going out. But there's ways when it's feasible. If it's feasible to do it, let's make it happen. Like I said, it goes back to the community. The 210 corridor. Me personally, I think it's better than 301 Route 5. You know what I mean? I think it's better because it's quicker. And I think one of the biggest problems with that traffic is lights. And that's why I said if you have a freeway that runs, you don't have any lights. And then back in the days, we had it was very little lights, and it was really really easy to get to. But with the freeways, you have service roads. So basically, with the freeway, you have a main road you get on. Once you're on, you can get off the exit to your service road where you need to get off to. But the freeway is a nonstop thing. So that's one of the things I'm looking into. The same thing I was looking at as far as the 301 corridor. I spoke it to Senator Ellis and some few other folks before. My vision, I would like to see happen. But yeah, one
Okay.
step at a time. But again, like I said, give me that time to get in, and I'm promising you, I'm giving you my word. There's going to be a lot of improvement. And I'm going to go there. I'm going to go somewhere where you probably wouldn't even touch, but maybe you would. I would love to expand that airport.
You to expand it? Okay,
No,
so can you
that's a
kinda
hot spot right there. That's
so
a hot
so let
spot.
me so actually, can you tell our viewers who may not know what is the, airport first, but also what's your vision for expanding it?
The airport is in Bryan's Road. I don't know what they want to call Bryan's Road, Indian, how they want to call it, And the reason I want it brings income to the county. Because, okay, so we got a problem with the WD. See, that's one of the big problems everybody's talking about the environment. Again, I would like to do study. Again, you know the old saying, we're outside, so we're not in, you know? So we don't really know all the details on what's really going on. All right. But if you ask me my opinion on how I see fit, this is my opinion. I would love to see, like I said, do the environment. I'm definitely for the environment. On the Mattawoman River, I'm a fisherman. I love to fish. I love my nature. Okay. I don't want to destroy nothing. I'm TO right now about the Port Tobacco River. All right. As a kid, I used to go fishing in Port Tobacco River, and it's not the same. I don't know where my water at, and I need to find out why my water ain't running like it used to. Because in Port Tobacco River, catch my big cob and my whole bunch of snapping turtles. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, yes, I'm a nature kid. Like I said, that's part of my nature, part of my tribe, saving the environment. All right. But I also understand the infrastructure of growth. All right. With the growth, I would love to see more income come to the county so we can move and do things better for the county. Instead of always raising your taxes, the county hasn't raised your taxes yet, but they will be raising that property taxes. That's coming soon, I heard. So, and it's very bad enough the state is already raising it, with the assessment. But I really want to see what other avenues we have. I love to be self-efficient, and that's what I really want the county to be self-efficient of making our own money, like Prince George is doing, in a sense. But I don't want to keep, you know, and I don't know how y'all feel about I'll be nice.
No,
The
no, go
guy
ahead,
in
go
the
ahead.
guy in office now. I don't want him to try to bully us, and he's doing it, saying, "Hey, I'm not going to give you money because you this and that." We don't play those games. I don't need your money, and that's why I want us to take care of each other. And I want to be a Maryberry. That's a Maryberry County where everybody take care of everybody. Everybody's here. Everybody's looking out for, and we can do it. And like I told folks, we can do it, and we need it with the leadership. And it
No.
start with the leadership to show you we can do this. But yes,
Okay. That sounds good. I mean, especially whenever you talk about Marion Barry, you get all the DC DMV people say, "Okay, where do we sign up?" They definitely love a Marion Barry and all the great things he did. Kind of keying in more on the airport part, and this is definitely gonna be some pushback from me, but definitely as the airport is a privately owned entity, do you see any kind of issue with the government kind of backing that and giving tax money towards supporting its expansion? And also, do you have any a hesitancy when it comes to the use of like leaded fuel currently that the airport uses for those small craft planes as well?
all right. This is how I look at this.
Hmm.
We work both ways.
Hmm.
All right. The business is going to give up something. We're going to give up something. All right. That's basically how we're going to work. But again, success. That's at the end. And foremost and everything is about Charles County. All right. And I keep it real with everybody. It's Charles County. I can't please everybody.
Of course.
So Charles County first, the people second. I just keep it real with everybody because everybody's not going to be happy with the decisions we make. And it's good that we have ideas, and I love that idea and love the great healthy debates and not nonsense debate like the ones that got in the office now. And I'm talking about the federal office, okay? But what I love to see is that if a business one like the airport comes and we help them with revenue, they bring it back to the community. You follow me? So, and what I mean by that is you give that, and like I said, I need that 100 days to really get inside and know
Yeah,
some
no, I
things.
understand.
But let's just say that we know that. Let's say it's this idea. Hey, you know what? We're willing to give you what you need. We're going to help you bring businesses because you got folks that don't want to go to Reagan. They don't want to go to Dallas. And if that little small little plane, a little bigger plane, I ain't gonna say the jets, but can start off of here. Why not? And get that revenue, have that revenue coming to the county. And that's how I look at it. But again, it has to have a study to make sure we do not disturb the environment or make it worse than any other. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it might disturb a little bit, but I don't want to make it worse. But yes, that's what I'm looking at.
Okay. So I'll say in a perfect world, we'll say that part. In a perfect world, would you be looking for end goal, something comparable to like a DCA, Reagan, BWI, or do you want it something smaller that still has like that kind of passenger type of uh, uh, flight mechanics? Because currently it's just those small planes that like you privately own your plane and stuff like that, and it's not a whole bunch of people. Would you want something that has like of an actual terminal where it's actual people traveling to and from?
Carlos, you said it. It's a perfect world.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. Within that perfect world, what's your end goal with the
If it's a perfect
airport?
world, it's already
Mhm.
perfect. What else can I
Okay, I'll
say?
give you that one. I'll give you that one.
you know, it's perfect. But I wouldn't want to change it if it's perfect.
No, I
How
get.
it went. Um, uh, again, Carlos, for me to say right now is preterm.
Okay, I understand.
It's hard because, like I said,
Okay,
until I know the facts, I really don't want to put my foot in my mouth. And people say, "Oh, no, it's not that," because I
you
have
said
to
this, but
know.
no, you don't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I have to know the facts of everything. But yeah, my whole key, like I said, the whole purpose, if it's going to help Charles County and not detrimental to the environment, I'm cool with. All right.
Okay.
If it's not, then yeah, keep it like it is or whatever. But like I said, I do know if we can bring a little bit more money to the county and help the county and the folks out, I'm for that.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So let's real quick, I do want to make one comment when it came to healthcare. And this is something I've actually been kind of looking at because as you know, Waldorf doesn't even have a hospital. So the whole county only has one hospital, which is ridiculous for a county of our size. One thing definitely to look into is a it's called a like a freestanding hospital or a freestanding emergency room, which is basically an emergency room without the actual large
Mhm.
inpatient care. So that way it's less money bringing in, but it's also something where people who need those like surgeries or hey, it's a emergency problem, they have ways to have that care, especially without going to what Charles Regional or all the way to Southern Maryland Hospital. Which let me not speak too much on Southern Maryland
Right,
Hospital.
right.
So yes, so with that, but turning on to housing, which is a big problem throughout the county as well. What are your thoughts on the current housing situation where you see developers are basically buying up the whole county, slapping up these $500,000 single family homes or 400K plus townhomes? A lot of people are complaining about issues here when it comes to construction of the homes, topsoil, when it comes to not just the environment too, but even like issues with the foundation. What are your thoughts on building of homes within the county, and how do you propose to hold developers accountable as
Mm.
well?
See, that's part of the problems right now of transparency.
Mm,
What folks don't know, a lot of these plans were in the 70s and 80s, and they are fulfilled. They're coming to come to fruition. So that's what's going on right now. So, from my understanding, again, I need to really get in, but for what I understand, we just got to follow the motion because once these last many homes are built, there is no other spots for right now. That's what I've been told, basically. Okay. Again, until I really know the whole circumstance. I do believe, like I said, I totally believe if is a give and take. If you're going to give you something, you have to give back to the community. Definitely. Like I said, I don't know the whole detail of this. I just know that Right now, these houses have it was in the making way before these guys had wrote these contracts out, and all they did was send it to new developers to develop these properties. Once they get to the last bit of it, I think they only have so much of land left that well, and I think another thing a lot of folks are. I was talking to a young man last night. His concern was industrial property. We don't have a lot of industrial properties. So that was some of the things that I said I would definitely love to look into. Like I said, I'm like you all, man. I was just like you all. We were working, doing our thing, minding our business, and then next thing you know, we got a hiccup and say, "What the heck is going on?"
Right.
No one's telling me everything, so I don't know. So that's why I got to get involved, and
Okay.
that's why I'm saying, "Hey, we're in this together." I'm trying to find out and get straight to the point. What is really going on? Give us answers. And I
Okay.
think, and that's where I personally feel that once people know what's going on, if you like it or not, you can at least say, I know what's going on.
Okay.
And that's where I feel about that.
From what you see now, or not even that part. So from really the voice of the public complaining about, or not complaining, but really ringing the alarm when it comes to just the way homes are built. What kind of mechanisms do you want to see put in place to kind of hold these developers accountable for their, in some instances, shoddy work of building homes?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I ain't gonna say no name neither. I had a couple of friends that
If you want to, you can say some names.
no, I'm not gonna say the names of anybody. I just know I had some folks that had brand new homes that just been built a couple of years ago, and they were really, really not happy, and they were protesting and a lot of stuff. So yes, I would look again. I would look into what I can and can't do. I said there's things that we can and cannot do, but like I said, I really would like to have to look into it because I will do something. I will be trying to do something. I could tell you that much because I don't think it's right for you, everybody, anybody, to work so hard and then the price of these homes that they jack the price up. And the next
Ridiculous.
thing you know, I just moved in and my goodness, my foundation's not correctly. Or, my ceiling is about to come down. Or something wasn't, the nails wasn't there. And they were like, well, that's just a product. No, if I buy this $700,000 home, I don't want no problem to it. I'm telling you, I want to turn the key and if I don't even want the key, I don't push the buttons.
There we go.
Or when it sees me, it's recognized me, open up.
Right.
I don't want no problems. And I don't want to go through a whole bunch of loopholes to have to take you to court. And I think that's ridiculous to have to take you to court for you to get you to do what you're supposed to do when you offer me this. It's like the lemon law. If I can make some kind of lemon law, I think there's something they have. But I would love to look more into exactly what's going on. Like I said, I had quite a few people that I know personally, and they showed me pictures and everything. And matter of fact, a couple people I know, um, they were not happy and they got the raw deal. Yes. So I am the certain thing. Those are certain things I'm looking into.
Okay. No, definitely. And definitely having some type of better building standards or
Yes.
better checks are definitely needed. Kind of rounding out the questions on housing. What are your thoughts? Because as you pointed out, we're seeing these 650,000, 700, almost basically million
Yeah.
dollar properties being built where a lot of people who live within the county cannot afford it. A lot of people coming in cannot afford it. And the county has severely, it's hard to even say severely, just barely does not have affordable housing at all. So one, what do you kind of see as as a solution to kind of having affordable housing in somewhere that the people who work in Charles County can actually afford to live in Charles County?
Okay. Ooh. Man. All right. So this is the problem again. Forming folks. There are affordable houses. They're just limited. That's the problem. Again, I hate to keep me that record to say
Or I say,
I'm
do you
a
want to expand it? Do you want to expand affordable housing, or are you
yes,
comfortable with the
yeah,
numbers
yeah,
that we're at?
yes,
Okay.
yes. I want to expand affordable housing. I wish there's a way that we can control the rent. Rent is ridiculous. Because here you got you got your child growing up and they cannot move out on their own in Charles County or in Maryland, period. But let's talk about Charles County. What are these folks going ridiculous with these rents? With the rent is like really $2,000 starting off,
For a
and I just
700
want a
square
two
foot
bit.
apartment.
Yeah. So I would love to find some kind of way of making this thing adjustable if we can. Again, one of the biggest problem is, and I'm gonna piggyback on something else too.
Go ahead.
Going back to Bronx Road, we was talking about people was telling me about the strip. I call it the little strip, mall strip, and whatever they want to call it. It's privately owned, so there's not much we can do about it. Or well, let's take it back. That's what I've been told. There's not much we can do about it. But when I get in,
There we go.
I'm definitely going to try to see what we can do about it because I know, number one, that's part of cleaning up. I don't want a mall that's empty, that's vacant. You have businesses going in and out, and it's ridiculous. And you only have one, well, I'll take it back. Well, one shopping center, which I'll say it, Food Line and Bryant's Road. Then you have Oasis in Indian Head, another small growing business that I would love to support as well. All right. I want to look at some things. I need to look at some things because I really not talking bad about nobody. I really want to see some things happen, and I know it can be. And I think that, and not saying that they didn't, but sometimes when you have a different voice, different ideas, fresh face, it can make a change. And that's
Oh
what I
no,
because and
definitely.
so on that, yes. And then the same token as with when it comes to these properties, these builders, I want to see, like I said, I think it's ridiculous for if I come in, I can't even open my door is slanted. Like what the heck is slanted for? Even though they got that little warranty, I don't care. I don't want to use that warranty until 10 years.
Yep.
you know,
You don't want to
so
move into a house and then say, okay, where's the warranty phone number
you
already?
know what I mean? I don't want. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. So, and that's what I said. We don't want to do it, and that's what we will not accept. So, and
Okay.
like I said, that's one of the things. So, when it comes to affordable housing, they are in the rule book, from my understanding. Don't quote me. I don't know if it's 20 or 30% that when a builder builds into a developer, they must have some kind of affordable housing. My understanding again is that they don't want to make a builder go broke because he's in there for make a profit. All right. But there's some ways that I need to see how we can work together to offset some things or something to have this affordable housing. So I think that would be great if we can do that.
Okay. And then kind of keying on, so you are a supporter of rent stabilization within the county because we've seen Prince George's County put in rent stabilization to cap rent increases for certain properties at 3%. Montgomery County also did it, I think, between 3 and 6 as well. Do you believe that should be done here in Charles County, or do you have a different kind of model for rent stabilization?
I believe something should be done. Oh, you really gonna get to me, all right? I'm gonna tell you right now, because
Oh, go ahead.
builders and people ain't gonna like me what I'm about to say, all right?
Hey,
Me as being an agent, okay, and folks that know me as being an agent, all right? He's
no,
gonna get me
no, go
started,
ahead, Lenny.
Carlo.
No, go
But
ahead,
but hey,
Lenny.
hey, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real,
Please
folks.
do.
I'm gonna tell you. I don't think it's right for me to buy. You got a house that's 70 years old, 30 years old, right? And it's going for the same price as a brand new house. Come on, I ain't buying it. You know what I mean? But that's what they doing. I'm like, hell no. But that's what you want. Give for it. I'm not that person. So I feel like when it comes to the rent, some of these houses are not worth what they're saying. And I understand the capital society they want to be. It's ridiculous. It's really, really ridiculous. My opinion on this thing, yes, I believe something should be done with it. What we can do, I don't know. Again, I do not know exactly what we can, for the simple fact it hasn't been done yet. So I want to know
I mean,
why.
rent stabilization has been done in other counties. It's just Charles County hasn't done it, unfortunately. It's been, from what I've seen, it's been a mix of, I'm gonna just say it. It's been a mix of commissioners who personally aren't renters and haven't been renters for a long period of time, so they are out of touch with what renters are going through. But then you also have county commissioners who own rental properties themselves, so they're looking at it from their own
Profit.
personal profit rather than the actual residents. And to me, it's always kind of crazy that we talk about, we don't want to build too much affordable homes or actually build, but there's a way to soften the load on the actual residents who currently live here rather than just saying affordable housing that we have to build that takes years and will bring new residents in as well. So
Yeah.
I'll do that part of talking bad about some of the current.
Yeah, yeah, okay, great, great, great.
Definitely, definitely. So another question that is really big right now within the county is data centers.
I knew
We
you were gonna
know
say
that,
that. I knew you
yes,
were gonna.
of
That's why
course we
you
have to
sucking
talk
me in
about.
here. You sucking me.
Of course, we got to talk about the biggest thing right now. So, of course, we see that data centers throughout the country are having massive problems here when it comes to the use of utilities. The also diesel or natural gas plants that are now being combined with data centers would have an environmental problem. We have noise pollution. We have all the myriad of problems that come along with data centers. And you have currently the Charles County Planning Commission is reviewing a ZTA for data centers. I want to first ask you, what is your thoughts on data centers for Charles County? and then kind of ask you, what do you think about the current ZTA for data centers?
All right. Well, there's a legislation in September coming in the state of Maryland to regulate what we can and can't do. All right. That's the first thing. So, my opinion, I'm open. I'm open. I'm not closed minded. I'm not going to say we cannot compare, and I know this for a fact, we cannot compare the data centers in Virginia to us. We can only learn from what happened in Virginia because Virginia was one of those, like what I said, the guinea pigs. I know for a fact because when they built some of those in Virginia, it was an open land. There was no homes around. They started building homes around it. It's the same thing with the airports. You have airports and people want to move near the airport. Now you want to complain about the noise. Hey, well, you knew where you was moving to. All right. It wasn't that you were there first and then they built it. Okay. So that being said, now with the data centers, and I've been talking to some folks about the data centers, and I'm about to do some tours in some data centers places. And I'm not going to say where, but I'm just going to say because I want to
Mhm.
really understand data centers before I say no or before I say yay, before I give any decisions, because there's some ups and downs with it. All right. We need data. Everybody needs data. You got a phone. Matter of fact, we on data center right now. We on some kind of, the electronic stuff is data. Okay. I don't care how you look at it. It is what it is. It's coming no matter what. All right. Just like I told folks when they complain about the power plant, in Morgantown, it came, and it was one of the, whatever it is. So that being said, if the data center, from my understanding, what I was told, the water is called gray water. And it's the water it's a loop. And it comes from the sewage that we don't use. From my understanding, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Again,
Go
like
ahead.
I said, I like to know more about it before I speak. We already using Other counties are already using some of our gray waters. All right, if no one knows about it, so it's already been used. Now, as far as electricity, yes, I heard that would bring it up, increase it a little bit more, and who knows, Lord knows. I ain't gonna say the name of these companies, boy, but that daggone company is
Well, it's
outrageous
only
with
Smecco we got, so it's only them. Which is
as a
crazy because they're a
monopoly.
private company and have a
It's
monopoly on
it's
the
a
electricity.
monopoly, and I
Yeah.
always said that, and I don't like it. Let's bring. I don't care, BGE or Pepco. Somebody else need to be here as well to make it even. All right. So that being said, and I spoke to them about having their own grid.
Mhm.
All right. I mean, so that's something that I was looking at. I would say if it was going to be here, it couldn't be in the community. It would have to be in a desert area. All right. Definitely that. If it does not come here, somebody else is going to get it and get the money that's coming in. Okay. The word is, and then that's what the word. Some of them are. I just feel like it's coming one way or the other. It's just what end are we want to be at? Do we want to be at the end where we got say and we can make the calls, or do we want to be at the other end where we don't have the say? Now they got the full control of it, But I always want us to make sure that we do it in a way of learning and knowing what are we doing? Are we saying why are we saying yay or why are we saying nay? And that's where I'm at with that. Like I said, I'm still doing some because, like I said, the big thing going on. I had as a matter of fact, I had a little meeting with folks to actually build the data centers. Yes, I did, and I might have to try to do it again because I want people to come in and talk and ask these questions because that's how we're going to find out what's what. Because some of these questions people are asking that happened in Virginia, it's not happening over here, or they no longer do it anymore because that was 20, 30 years ago, and now technology has gotten better. Like you said earlier, they was talking about earlier where the diesel and stuff of that nature, and understanding when they have to use it, because they only use the data, from my understanding, that turn the generator once a month, and then and it's got to cool it off. So there's a lot of parts in there that we have to really put that puzzle together to see if it's worth it. But from what my understanding, it brings I'm talking about 20 something million to the county. And if it's going to bring a lot of money to but again, like I said, just because it brings money to the county, don't like it was always saying money ain't good
Money and
money.
good
You know what
money.
I'm saying?
Yep.
So, but don't get me wrong with that. But these are some of the things we're looking at, and I want people to understand. That's one of the things I'm looking at. Okay, if it's going to bring money, what kind of money is it going to bring? Because it's going to help the infrastructure. And this is one of the things we're talking about. Hey, are you going to help build the roads? Are you going to help the community? Are you going to help with the programs that we need here? And everything needs money. And this is how we can be self-efficient in this way. But again, you have other counties and do your homework that are really trying to get it, and they're trying to do some things that we ain't trying to do. Okay, and I'm telling you, for what I know, what I
Mhm.
heard. Okay,
No, go ahead.
they are trying to do some things to their people that's ridiculous.
Like what?
I won't get into it right now
Okay,
because I
no
just tell you,
problem at all.
it's rumors. I
Mhm.
don't know the truth. I just know that that's what is being said. Um, that these counties are fighting and they're willing to. Okay, I put this part. They're willing to pay for it on
For
the
data
taxpayer
centers
dime.
to come in or
Yes, to come in.
wow.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, I have heard that when it comes to especially like Calvert County too as being one of the counties that are to being one of the counties that are like saying that they want data centers, which is kind of the opposite when you look at Montgomery County is actually talking about putting in a data center moratorium, just like as Prince George's County currently has a data center moratorium because of all the residents that have been coming out. And kind of on the data center topic a little bit more is what is your thoughts on the current ZTA, given that at the recent planning commission public comment session, it was 2-1 from residents in opposition to having the ZTA to permit data centers. Currently within the ZTA, it does not prohibit data centers from using drinking water. The only language it has is that it recommends non-potable or the gray water. But as we all know, you can recommend something. Who cares if you don't follow it? It also it has within the ZTA that they can be built in like low density residential neighborhoods as well. So what are your thoughts on the current ZTA? And do you think the ZTA right now should be pooled and they should instead the county should have a task force set up for people to actually look at recommendations? And when I say task force, a resident led task force too. So it's actually people from the community keying in on what the ZTA should have, or just legislation around regulation.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know much about it totally.
Hmm.
But I will tell you this much. Again, it's about the county. It's about the county. I will also this though. Fresh water. I don't want us to touch fresh water.
Okay.
And that's one of the things I definitely know from what you just telling me. I don't want to touch the fresh water at all. Okay. I'm cool with the gray water, but our fresh water is us. That's what I'm talking about as far as nature wise and things of us. Our resources. I don't believe in them touching us. So, but I do have to do more research on that because I haven't really done much research enough.
Okay, definitely. I'm switching topics here. This is kind of a Waldorf specific, but your district also touches parts of Waldorf too. It's been a lot of talk in Waldorf about creating a municipality so that they have a city onto themselves. The people can govern themselves and actually get some of the benefits that come from an actual municipality, similar to La Plata. As commissioner, would you support or would you vote to put whatever municipality charter that the residents of Waldorf come up with, given that they get the required number of petition signatures, put it on the ballot for residents to vote on, whether it is stuff in the charter that you agree with or disagree with?
All right. My thing is, again, some stuff I got to look at, but
Hmm.
if it's going to be about Charles County, I want the input. So I wouldn't have a problem for right now, for what I know. Putting it on the ballot, you choose. No, I really don't have a problem with that. For right now that I know of, like I said, there's a lot of things in the area that we don't know about or what, with the purpose and how it would work and benefit from Charles County Waldorf in the community. So that's how I feel about that. Either way, to be honest with you,
Okay.
but yes.
Okay, cool. And then closing out the last question, let's say you become commissioner of District 2. What are
Stop.
two,
I will be. Okay, go ahead.
there we go, there we go. What are two of the first bills you want to sponsor as a commissioner?
Hmm. That's a good question. I don't know because I don't know all the bills that are on the table. I don't know with the community. I know some of the things the community. Like I said, I definitely know about small businesses, growing businesses, helping them to succeed. Okay, um, but I have to look at the everything. I just can't just say one or two right now. Again, because like I said, it's not just me; it's the community. There's a lot of things that I'm gonna run across and talk to folks in the community, and I need to see what all do we want and what all do we need to happen. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with that. I don't know right now. It's premature for that me to answer that question. To be honest with you,
Okay,
yeah.
no problem at all. So one thing that you kind of mentioned to the start is that in your conversations with people throughout your district, throughout District 2, you've heard about some of the highlights, some of the extreme lowlights of people not being happy when it comes to businesses, when it comes to traffic, transportation. Do you think that the current commissioner of District 2 has done a good job, given that there are so many challenges, especially when you look at places like Nanjamoy, when people don't have indoor plumbing, people don't have like the basic necessities?
Ooh, I love it. I think so. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna also say this, and the reason I say yes, I think the commissioner has what they've done now. She done has some legacy work done. The Boys and Girl Club, seniors and stuff of that nature, right? There's some other things they've done, but it's not just one. See, when you got to vote on them, and that's where the problem is. That's why I said, remember early in the first, why I took a step to D2 from president, because we need a team. If I have somebody going against me, and this is what I was telling, again, someone last night I was talking to, what ticked me off is if I'm in okay, process, let's say D1, all right, Cobb Island. I had nothing to do with Cobb Island, right? But let's say Cobb Island, I knew one time, let's say they want to drive golf course down on the highway or on the road. That was one of the big issues I knew one time before, right?
Hmm.
I'm not in D1, right? That's a D1 situation that he's resolving, right? He talks to his folks there in the community, and they say, "Hey, this is what we want," and he agrees with it because he lives in that area, whatever, that's his area. He comes back and say, "Hey, this is what we want to do. This is what we need to do. We want to have the golf course down here. They're going to be safe and everything else. But if I want to be a butthead just because I'm a butthead because I don't like him or her, no, I don't. You lost the vote. You follow me?
Do you
So
feel like
you
that's
only
currently happening?
I'm just saying, you got to do is look. That's what goes on. When you can see when people are deliberately doing stuff against people for no reason because they had a problem, a personal problem. Put all your personal problems aside. It's not about them. It's about the county. It's about their district, and that's what you have to do. And I can give you several scenarios where I had people say, "No, I no problem. I'm still cool. I'm still gonna help you out." And they're like, "You're still gonna help me, even though I'm not." I didn't care less. How you feel about me on that, sir, it does not going to change me how I feel about you. And then what happens? Like God said, sometimes it touched that person's heart and say, you know what? You're not like everybody else. And I'm not. I'm one of these guys, like I said, I can care less how you feel about me. I just want to know, tell the truth about me, though. Just tell the truth. When you say, hey, you know what? Yeah, he had he had a playing side and he got a serious side. And depends on what's going on, you're going to get. And you get that serious side, he's on a mission, he's focused, he's going for it. Don't come back and say, oh, he ain't playful. You caught him when he's on a mission. And then when I'm on that playful side and stuff, and they hang with the family, that's what I'm on. I'm on that side. Don't say, well, he ain't that serious. Because I'm not. That's not the time for me to be serious. It's time for me to let my hat off, play around.
There you go.
you know?
So no, I definitely get you there. In kind of final question here to you. You kind of touched on it for like 2 seconds. Given that your district is expansive, but it includes Nanjamoy, and like we said before, you have people who do not have indoor plumbing, people who do not even have proper driveways. So if an
hmm
emergency happens, EMS services can't even get to their property. Not to mention mental health care, all that different problems. What are some of the things that, as commissioner, you want to do
Boy,
to fix?
and that's one of the issues I want to do. I want to work on this thing, man. This is 2026. I don't get 2000. And I'm going to share with y'all. I was a guy that didn't have the running water. I know how it is. I had a bucket of piss in to keep it real. You know what I mean? I had a tub to wash my ass in. Excuse my French, but let's keep it real. So I know how it is. I want to do everything I can to make sure that everybody in this county, period, have running water. I want everybody to have internet, electricity. There's no reason why. I'm really serious about that. Okay, and there's something else you said about Nanjamore, which a lot of folks may not know. When we talk about the airport in Browns Road, there's a private airport on like a little strip anyway, in Nanjamore.
Really?
Oh, I told you.
Wow.
I told you I'm a county boy.
Yeah, I didn't
I
know
know.
that.
I tell people I know all five corners of the county. You know what I'm saying? Ain't much I don't know about the county, especially back in the old. Now, this new stuff, I don't know. They tearing things up. But anyway, I know about it. And I forgot the guy's name. He used to have a fly his little plane in there. But anyway, that's what I'm talking about. If we're able to get that and make that happen, let's do it.
Okay.
You know? So, yes. that is really, there's so many things I want to do in my first 100 days, but I'm really going to evaluate to see why these folks do not have the proper essential that they need in life in their house, and how we can make it happen. And that is definitely where I'm at with this. I really
Awesome.
am. Yeah, because like I
Thank
said, there's no,
you.
and I'm gonna tell you right now, Nandro, I know a lot of Nandro folks, they want to keep it country and stuff, but I want to keep it moderate. I need to bring us up, because there's some things that we need down here in Nandro. A lot of resources, and that's the point. That's another reason why I'm running, because the resources are not divided like it should be. And it's like people are being forgetting about down Indian here, Nanjamo area, the Grayton area. You know, when you talk about rising, all that stuff. No, bring them up. Let's give them what they need. I would like, and I'm a hit. I know you didn't ask, but I'm gonna say,
No, go ahead,
I would like
please.
to do it like a market, have like a farmer market or something. Again, I want to talk to. I spoke to a couple folks in the area. I would like to have some kind of market where it doesn't have to be brick and mortar, uh, 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 a supermarket, but some kind of market that they can come to. And they don't have to go 15, 20 miles to La Plata, Pines Road. We have it right here in this central spot, Welcome, Rising, or Nanjamo, wherever, and we have it. So yes, that's what I really. There's so many things I'm doing, but that's what I'm trying to. I don't want people to think that I don't want to answer questions. I just want to make sure I answer the question correctly on the knowledge I have, because I don't want to sound ignorant when I say something, then I find out that I don't know, well, you don't know what you're talking about, you
No, I
know?
understand.
So,
No, I
and that's
understand.
why, but yes, trust me, folks, you won't go wrong by me. And I ain't gonna do no wrong to y'all. Just keeping it real.
Awesome. So before I give you the opportunity to tell people how they can follow you, stay with you, and all that, would you ever participate in a debate with the other District 2 candidates, separate than a forum where they just go down the line and ask you question by question, an actual debate where you all can kind of discuss your policy platform and kind of go back and forth to actually challenge each other
Yeah.
as well?
I would love
Okay.
that. I love, because I like that, because again, it gives you an idea of what's going on. And like I said, even though some things you may not know, because like I said, if someone's already in the office that knows certain things, I may not know it, but I have an idea how I would go about certain things, and how I feel about certain policies. Like you was talking about the housing, I
Mhm.
definitely agree with you. Or like I said, running water, certain things I may not live it now or whatever, but I do
Yeah.
understand.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So, Lenny Proctor, please tell people how they can stay involved with your campaign, learn about what's going on, how just give your, yep, this is you, give your spiel.
All right, look here, brother. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and any of those daggone social media. Vote Lenny Proctor. And then you can follow me and get more in depth of my information about me, my platform, a little bit bio on me on my website, Vote Lenny Proctor. I am having an event coming up it's a bowling event, all right, at a bowling in Waldorf.
Not related to the commissioner vote.
No, 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 no. There's a bowling at the AFF, whatever it's called in Waldorf. The bowling, this bowling place in Waldorf on March 7th, 9 until close. I'm planning on doing that. If you're going to join me and bowl with me, you must pay. Go through my site and pay before March 5th. So we have a count and know who's going to be showing, who's going to be there. There you will be meeting with me and probably some other folks that are running, or some other officials as well. I can't promise you, but I can tell you what I'm gonna do.
Awesome.
I ain't gonna promise I'm a bowl neither, right?
Oh gosh. Yes, if you're hosting, you got to bowl.
Yeah, I got to bowl.
People
Hey,
got to see
hey,
you
hey,
bowl.
hey, if Carlos said I gotta do it, I gotta do it.
You gotta do it. Awesome. And you all the links to what Lenny talked about, his website, social media will be in the description below. So please check that out. And you all, thank you so much for joining us here today. Remember, this is a podcast, so please rate us 5 stars, like,
Okay.
subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get alerted every time we drop a new episode every Wednesday. And again, Lenny, thanks so much for joining us here on Left Handed Leftist.
Hey, thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it. My
Always
pleasure.
glad to have you.
All right, brother.